I think the whole shooting process with Honey was it was very organic. It was very organic. It was very unplanned. We just went with it and we just shot the way that. The only thing that we didn't really speak about much, and which is also on camera, is about his divorce because he can't talk about it and they've signed an MOU, as he says in the film. The only challenging thing about him is that he's got a jam-packed schedule.
Yeah.
It's a very, very difficult schedule. So we had to find the time, and he had actually given us just 1 hour of shooting. But when we started chatting and we were filming him,
How difficult was it to get these archive footages, like, get the copyrights to use them? Because just
Very.
recently, when Nayantara's documentary had come out, there was a clash between her and Dhanush.
So it wasn't, we didn't run into any weird situations with anybody, but
Yeah.
it took its time.
Such a
I'm
huge star.
so happy for him. Like, oh my God, Vicky will always be someone who is very, very special to me because we started our journey together. I would love to direct Kareena. I think she's amazing. I think she's fantastic. Ranveer Kapoor, Ranveer Singh, all these guys are so good. Hi, this is Moses Singh, and you're watching me on Filmy Beat.
Hi guys, welcome to Filmy Beat. This is Murtaza Iqbal, and today I am with a director जिनकी अभी हमने एक docu film देखी है. Well, I'm talking about Moses, who has directed Yo-Yo Honey Singh Famous. Hi Moses, welcome to Filmy Beat.
Thank you so much for having me. Lovely to be here.
First of all, of course, the docu film has started streaming on Netflix. What kind of a response are you getting for it?
It's been overwhelming. Actually, the response has been really, really amazing. The film is being loved by everyone who's watching it, and I'm getting, like, all of us who are associated with the film are getting non-stop incredible reactions, whether it's from people that we know or people that we don't know, people who are complete strangers. I think the film is touching people on many different levels, uh, especially how brave and honest Honey's been about everything and his story, which is so incredible. So I think I couldn't have asked for more. Like, you want this when your film comes out. You want it to touch people and to reach people in a certain way, and it's doing all of that. So I'm very, very humbled and grateful, actually.
So how did this movie came to you? Like, when was it decided that you will be directing it? And then of course you started having conversation with Honey and all, because I have watched a few parts, and I've seen that Honey actually breaks that, I would say the third mirror, and he talks to you. कि Moses भाई हम ये करते थे, Moses भाई. So how did that whole happen, and how did, of course, starting with how did it came to you?
Well, it was an idea that Netflix thought of, and they brought the film to me. And Sikya was attached as the producer, and they offered me the film. And I was actually a bit taken aback because was not a documentary filmmaker 3 years ago. And I actually said that, you know what, you should go to a documentary filmmaker because I don't even know. And they were like, they'd seen my movie Zuban,
Yeah.
and which they really liked, and they thought that I treated music really well, and they liked how I dealt with music as a filmmaker. So they wanted that sensibility in this film. So they wanted a fiction director to helm the documentary, which I thought was really interesting. And then I was very keen to do it because it was very challenging thing for me to do. I'd never done one, so I was like, okay, let's do it. And also, I've always wanted to make a film on a rock star. It was something that I really wanted to do, and here I got one on a platter. So it was like that's how it happened. And I think the whole shooting process with Honey was it was very organic. It was very organic. It was very unplanned. We just went with it, and we just shot the way that was coming naturally to us. And he and I were very comfortable with each other. We developed a great friendship, and I think how you see us behave on camera and how we are on camera is just like really very real and a representation of who we really were. So yeah.
Right. I would like to know that, of course, was there anywhere where Honey was, a bit hesitant that, if you are coming into my private life, was there anything where he said that, okay, I don't think so, we should show this? Anything that kind of thing happened? Or he was very open, you can just
No,
come into my life?
he was very, very open about it. He was very open about everything. He was not hesitant at all, actually. He was I really don't think he was hesitant about anything. He was very open. I think it comes from trust. You have to trust the person that you're talking to.
Yeah.
And he trusted me, which was a great privilege and a great honor for me because he's telling me his life story, right? And he trusted me. He knew that I wanted to tell everything. I wanted to tell all the truth, but I was going to not show it in a way which was sensationalistic or scandalous, or you know what I mean. I was going to do it in a way which had hopefully has integrity. The only thing that we didn't really speak about much, and which is also on camera, is about his divorce because he can't talk about it, and they've signed an MOU, as he says in the film. So that was something that we didn't really get into the details of, because he said what he could say.
What's your take on the whole controversy that had happened with his songs and all those things? When, of course, at that time, of course, you must have not thought that I'll be making a documentary on him. But when those things were happening, were you like following those things?
Which
I'm talking
controversy?
about, after Nirbhaya case, whatever had happened, and he was blamed for a song that he had not even sung.
Yeah, I think all that was really unfair. I think they unnecessarily made him a punching bag
Yeah,
for what was happening in the country at that point in time, and he had nothing to do with it, right? He did not sing that song, and and that's been proven in court. So it was a very unfair allegation that was thrown at him, and he was kind of really kind of really hauled over the coals for it, which is really which was not fair.
yeah.
And it's unfortunate that that happened. It's really unfortunate that it happened because he's not even that kind of guy.
Which
Yeah.
is your Honey Singh favorite song and why?
I think my favorite song, I mean, there's so many, but I think my all-time favorite, forever favorite is Blue Eyes.
Yeah.
I really love that song, and I can listen to it at any point, and it just never really, it's just one of those evergreen songs that never like gets old, but there's so many songs. I mean, it's so difficult to choose.
Of course, whatever I've seen till now, we get a small glimpse of Salman Khan's interview also in
Yeah.
the famous. Did you take that interview? Did you like
Yeah,
direct
of
him? How was
course.
it to work with him then?
He was lovely. He was lovely. He's Honey's friend, and they were working together on that song. And so he gave us. The only challenging thing about him is that he's got a jam-packed schedule.
Yeah.
It's a very difficult schedule. So we had to find the time, and he had actually given us just 1 hour of shooting. But when we started chatting and we were filming him, it turned into like, I don't know, a 2.5 hour shoot. And he was very generous. He was very kind, and he was hilarious, and he was great. He's such a cool guy.
Did you try to hit Shah Rukh also by any chance?
No, the thing is, we had to have a discipline while we were making the film
Yeah.
that we only want to film what is currently happening in Honey's life,
Right.
because otherwise it doesn't end.
Right.
Like,
Correct.
where do you stop, right? So we decided that all the older stuff that we were going to put in the film, like the whole Shah Rukh Khan bit, we were going to use as only archives,
Yeah.
and we would only film what was currently happening in his life, because otherwise it just gets too much. So the Salman Khan song and the Salman Khan film were happening in his life at that point
Correct.
in time, so we went for it.
Right. How difficult was it to get these archive footages, like, get the copyrights to use them? Because just
Very.
recently, when Nayantara's documentary had come out, there was a clash between him and her and Dhanush, that, Dhanush was not ready to give the copyright of a clip and all those things were happening. So how difficult was it for you?
Well, we didn't get into any sticky situations like that with anyone,
Yeah.
thankfully. But what takes time is just the process of securing the rights and getting the rights, and then getting the high res version of whatever we can
Yeah.
get, and all of that is a process, even with music,
Yeah.
right? And even with the music videos. So it was that took a lot of time. That is a very time consuming part of the documentary filmmaking process, especially if you have archival material like we do. So it wasn't we didn't run into any weird situations with anybody, but
Yeah.
we it took its time. It's it's bureaucratic, right? So it takes
Right.
its time.
Correct. Moses, of course, I would like to know that a lot of times when documentary comes, people say that, it's kind of just whitewashing people's image.
Yeah.
Was there kind of an hesitation before taking up that, okay, if I'm making it, I'm giving so many years of my to it, I'm going to give so many years of to this project. What if this kind of reactions come कि okay, ये तो सिर्फ whitewash करने के लिए बनाया गया है?
You know, I knew I was not going to make that film. Like, I'm just not that person. So when I got offered the film by Netflix, I said, and when I said I want to do it and all of that stuff, I just told them I'm only going to make this film if I can make a very truthful and a very honest film. And it's like, it has to be like a tell all, and it has to be what's and all, and it has to be all those things. Because if you think I'm going to make like a puff piece, I'm just the wrong person.
Right.
Because that doesn't agree with me as a person. So I was very clear about the film I was going to make, and I had put my intentions very clearly in front of Honey also. And he accepted it. So I never went into the project thinking anything else but like hardcore truth. That's it.
Right. Of course, as I said, Zuban happened many years ago, and now if you see Vicky Kaushal, he's this star. How do you feel? You both kind of started the career together. How do you feel when you see him being such a
I'm
huge star?
so happy for him. Like, oh my God, Vicky will always be someone who is very, very special to me because we started our journey together and we had such an incredible. We spent almost 3.5 years
Yeah,
together before we started filming Zuban, and then during the filming of Zuban, and then till Zuban came out and all of that stuff. So I've known him in a way that no one else has known him, right? And we actually just met recently, and we were just reminiscing about how what a pure experience it was making Zuban because it was his first film, my first film. Everybody wanted to give it the best, and
yeah,
it was just so it was just so pure. It was so beautiful, and the thing is that it'll never come back because your first film is always going to be
yeah.
your first film. Your second and your third and your fourth and your fifth film will never be what the first film was. So it was really amazing, and of course, I'm so happy for him. I mean, and you know what? It's only just started. His career, where
Yeah.
it's going to go, it's only just started. He is supremely talented. And on top of that, he's still as humble and as kind and sweet as he always was. And these are all really great things that are going to take him really far away.
Correct. Mostly, there's also an acting ka kida in you that we got to see in
Always.
Call Me by a cameo, and of course in Fabulous Lives, of course it's you only yourself. But how does that happen to be coming in front of the camera also?
You know, okay, so the whole Bollywood Wives thing just happened very randomly. The girls are dear friends and
Yeah.
they asked me to be in season one. And then that season one scene was really enjoyed by everybody. So they called me for season
Mhm.
two, and now I'm in season three. So I've been in all the seasons, and it's all just fun. And the producers are all very nice,
Yeah.
and it's all really, really just like I just keep telling everyone, it's like a gift that has come my way because it was just like whatever something that was so unplanned. And I really enjoy being on the show because it's so much fun with the girls, and we always have a blast when we're shooting. It's really fun. I mean, I'm required for like very little time, but
Yeah.
it's really, really fun. And as far as Call Me Bay goes, that was I didn't actually really want to do it because I was like, you know what, I don't want to act. I really don't want to
Mm.
act. I have no intentions of
Right.
acting. And they asked me, and then a lot of people associated with that show also asked me, and then I said, you know, okay, fine, I'm just going to do it. But and it was lovely to shoot with Ananya.
Yeah.
I've known her since she was a kid, and her family, they're like family friends to me, and love them all. And like uh, so there was a comfort with that, but it was also very frightening. And I'm like, oh my God, thank God I'm not an actor. After shooting the Call Me Base scene, I had 20,000 more, 20,000 fold more respect for all actors because I realized what it is. I mean, I was doing a tiny little thing, but they really have to put themselves out there in front of
Yeah.
the camera. So I just have a lot of respect for the actors after I shot that. But I don't want to act. No way.
Right. Moses, of course, as a director, do you have this thing like, kind of a wish, like, I get to direct this particular actor? Like, it's a kind of a wish that I really hope that I can say action and cut to this actor. Like, of course, you have done it with Salman Khan, he's a superstar.
But I
But
mean, I've
yeah,
not directed him in that way. But
yeah,
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 you
yeah,
know, I mean, of course, there are so many amazing actors. Like, firstly, I'd love to work with Vicky again. I'd love
yeah,
to work with Shefali again. All the
yeah,
great actors that I've worked with. I'd love to work with Vishal Jetwa again. Um, I would love to direct Karina. I think she's amazing. I
yeah,
think she's fantastic. Ranbir Kapoor, Ranveer Singh, all these guys are so good, right? I would love to direct Tiger Shroff. I think he's
yeah,
very, very special. So, but the right project has to come along for all of these things. I think Ananya is great, by the way. She's really
yeah.
just doing so well. There's so many. I mean, I can't even think of everyone. There's so many actors. I mean, like, where do I stop? Like the superstars, man. All
Yeah.
of them. All of them.
Right. So of course, before I wrap up, what's happening next? Are you working on any project, or after this whole long process of 3 years, you want to take a break for
No,
now?
no, no, no. I don't want to take any breaks. I just want to keep working, and I actually have three very interesting things
Oh, wow.
up my alley, but I don't know which one I'm going to be doing next. I'm just going to figure it out
Right.
after this whole famous uh, uh, phase is slightly
Yeah.
winding down a bit. Right now, all I'm thinking of is my New Year holiday because I really, really need a holiday because this has been a relentless thing,
Yeah.
and I'm just so relieved that the film is being loved and accepted, and the response to it is so good. So I can go and have my holiday in peace,
Right.
right? And then when I come back in Jan, that's when I'll start thinking again. Yeah.
Right. So it was lovely chatting with you, Moses. All the best for your future
Thank
projects,
you.
and thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you so much for having me. Thank you.